Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Rawsomely Healthy Pets TV. My name is Sarah Garthley, and I am a holistic care consultant. I teach you how to be a holistic pet warrior for your dog or cat through raw feeding education, high quality CBD oil, and products for all of your pet needs as a pet pro through Pawtree. And most people, when they hear the word pet, they think of a dog or a cat. But there are a lot of people out there who have other kinds of pets. And today I am talking to Nancy Rayhill and celebrating those pets. Nancy has a pet pig named Hamilton, and I am excited to learn all about life with Hamilton. So thank you for joining us, Nancy.
Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself because you're pretty amazing.
Well, I was born in Baltimore, and at about 19, I believe, I moved up to Pennsylvania with my parents. And then I've been in the utility business for about 15 years, I guess. I do play the drums, which I've loved since I was 16.
And it's really cool because my brother's a drummer too. So
cool.
I'm familiar with that life. And that's
Right.
probably another reason that I think you're really awesome.
Oh, great. But I played other instruments, guitar, keyboard, tried different things. I played the trumpet for years. But then once I saw the drums and we were in class and these kids were beating on stuff, I'm like, I got to do that. So once I started playing the drums, that was it. I don't want to play anything else. I love it so much. And plus I sing a little bit, which I enjoy. It's hard to sing and play, but somehow I pull it off.
And you're a good singer too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So what made you decide on for a pet as a pig as a pet?
Well, I've loved pigs forever. And everybody always bought me, especially my mom, something to do with pigs. And I heard a story once. Actually, the real reason I wanted a pet pig, there was a pig called Lulu, and she was a part of this family where the mother actually took the woman's mother who had the pig took a trip with her husband, and they had a trailer. And he was out fishing. They brought Lulu the pig. Pig was about 200 pounds, I believe. And the man went out fishing, and the woman was home having a heart attack inside the trailer. And Lulu thought something was wrong, so she went up and she's, looking around what's going on. She sensed danger, so she went through the doggy door. And she couldn't really fit, but she got outside. She laid in the street and waited for someone to stop. No one stopped. She came back in through the doggy door, got all cut up, and checked on the woman, and she was still alive. Lulu went back outside, laid in the street again. Finally, a man in a truck stopped and thought, oh, what's wrong with this pig? Because it was all scratched up. Lulu jumped up, ran to the house, and the man followed and saved the woman from the heart attack. So they called 911.
Was this a while ago?
It was a while ago.
Yeah, I kind of remember that story on those Incredible Animal things.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever. I remember that story.
Yeah, once I heard that, I was like, I want a pet pig. I mean, it could save my life someday, So.
What better reason?
Right, there you go.
They're pretty awesome. So, most people, when they think of a pig, they're thinking of the giant, livestock kind of pig.
Right.
What kind of pig do you have? Is it a mini pig, or is mini the same as potbelly?
Well, yes, pretty much. Potbellies are considered mini because if you compare them to a 1,000-pound farm pig or even a 700-pound farm pig, then that's mini compared to that. So Hamilton is considered a Vietnamese potbelly pig, but they sold him to me to my friend as a micro mini potbelly pig. And he was supposed to only be 20 pounds at the most. He was
So
5 pounds when I got him.
are
And
micro pigs a thing, or is that just a label?
well, I think it's a false label. Yeah.
So
Just as teacup pigs as well.
right. So how big will he get?
Well, he's fully grown now. They grow for about 5 years. He went from 5 pounds when I got him, and he's almost 7 now, and he's 150 pounds. But I was expecting this little, 20 pounds at the most, and he just kept growing and growing and growing.
So you certainly had to adjust
Oh, yes.
your life as he's
Yes.
grown.
And I've heard so many stories of people getting the pig. They swear and they show you these are the parents, but they're showing you the parents that are having babies at a year old, and actually I think they can have them after a few months. So you're getting false information.
Right. So that's important for people to know if they're choosing a pet pig, is to do your research. And because I'm sure they've got, just like with dogs and cats, they've got ethical breeders and unethical.
Correct.
People. So it's important to do your research, no matter what pet you what pet you get. So what is their average lifespan?
They can live about 18 to 20 years. Wow. And there's some that have lived longer. Wow. I didn't know that when I got Hamilton. I'm like, I'm in for a long haul. And they say that raising a potbelly pig is like having a 2-year-old for 18 years. So, and that's true.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people hear so many different things about pigs, and one of them is that they're smart. So how smart is Hamilton?
Well, he can get into just about anything if he wants to. He actually just opened the refrigerator when I had him inside, because when it's cold, I bring him inside the house now.
Right.
And I was away. I actually have a camera in the kitchen. I was at my niece's house, and I had an alert on my phone that said the camera went off. So I just took a look, and I don't always look, but I looked, and I'm like, oh my gosh. He opened the fridge. He had all the food out on the floor, and he was eating away. So that was the first, but he'll get into any cabinets, and he just knows. He knows where the food is and how to get to it. He'll figure it out at least.
So that answer would be absolutely. Is he smart?
And I have talked to many farmers, and I said, what's the most fascinating thing about a pig? And they said, they're so smart. They'll get out of anything. If they want to be on the other side of the fence, they'll get there. So, yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. So does he do tricks?
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have taught him more when he was smaller, because, you can't teach an old pig new tricks. No, but I think I probably could, because food is his motivation. So if I made him, sit and do whatever I needed him to do, I think he would do that. But he does, give me your hoof. He bows down, he sits, he says hi. I think that's it. But yeah, it's so cute.
Oh, that's so awesome. So you mentioned bringing him in the colder weather. Does that mean he's potty trained?
Oh, he is. And he learned the first day. When I got him, he was, I think he was 11 weeks old when I got him. And I got a litter box because I was told that they can be potty trained. So I put the litter box down, put him in it. He went to the bathroom right away, number one. And then later in the day, he went over and went to the bathroom again. I'm like, this is great. But he didn't go number two. So I said, I better take him outside. So I had a little tiny harness for him and a leash. So he went as far as his leash would take him. He did his number two, and he came back. So then I just let him outside to do all his business. But they're so quick, they remember like you wouldn't believe.
So when he's in the house, do you have him trained to like ring a bell, or like what is it? Did you train a cue, or did you just pick up on what his cue is?
He just stands by the door. Yeah. Oh. And sometimes he'll kind of push it open and
Oh, Wow. So,
Yeah.
lots of similarities to a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
So with being in the house, does he shed? Do you have to do a lot of vacuuming or anything like that?
He only sheds once a year, and he'll lose all of his hair. And his hair is real bristly. Like I know that they've even made brushes, in the past with it. But he'll shed it all. It kind of just comes out really quick, and then he's completely bald for a while until it starts growing back. So
Wow.
yeah, and it's really it'll hurt you the bristles if you catch them in your skin. It's like, oh my goodness, it'll make you bleed actually.
Wow.
They are related to the porcupine. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, fascinating.
So amazing. So do you have to work? Because that my experience with, when I was an early groomer at a pet store, the pet store owner had got a male potbelly pig and eventually had to give it to a farm. But she had a lot of problems with the tusks, and he would walk by a bag of food and just go and rip open a bag of dog food and everything. What kind of care do you have to do for the tusks?
Well, I take him once a year, sometimes more if I know he's going to be around a lot of people, just in case, something were to happen. Because if he got scared, and that actually happened years ago to my niece, he got scared and he went forward and his tusk got her leg. So she's fine. It was just a small puncture, but they actually will grind them, or not grind them down. Some places may, but the place I take him, they take like a serrated floss, and they go back and forth, and the tusk pops off.
I've seen that because being an animal person, I watched The Incredible Dr. Pole on, I think it's National Geographic. I don't think it's Animal Planet, but he's a farm vet and animal vet. But I've seen that used with the dehorning of the baby goats and whatnot. So I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever seen him do the pig tusk, but I've seen that tool that you're talking about. So.
And I think the other vet that I've taken him to, I think they use some kind of other instrument to grind it down. But I try to stay with this other vet that doesn't sedate him. He just flips him over and does the work and does his hooves and everything. So
yeah. So do they need a special vet?
Definitely, yes. They need a vet that is familiar with pigs, and especially potbelly pigs. And it's a lot extra, the cost. So that's another thing to consider, because just walking in the door, you have this exotic pet fee, and it's at least $160, right off the bat. So definitely. But really, it's low maintenance. It's a pig is low maintenance for the most part. Now Hamilton, on the other hand, has had a lot of issues with his hooves. He was born mule hooves, and that means his feet were together, and they're supposed to be separate. So he's had a lot of issues with that. And then he also had ear infections for years, until I finally found garlic to fix the problem, and he hasn't had them for years. So that's been a great thing.
So with his the mule hooves, is that what you called it?
Okay. Mule foot, yeah.
Mule foot. How, I'm assuming that requires, like you're saying, ongoing care of the hooves. So how do you care for the hooves?
Well, I don't really do a whole lot, but just keep them clean. And because they can get right inside, they can get infected, and that's happened to him before. And you can usually tell, because he'll start favoring, one foot, and I know that something's wrong. But just keeping them clean. You can put like tea tree oil and different things to, keep them nice and all that.
Because they also need their hooves trimmed, just like dogs and cats need their nails trimmed.
Once a year, at least. For Hamilton, I usually have to take him more than once because of his problems.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So another thing people think about when they think of a pig is, rolling around in the mud
Mhm.
and all of that fun stuff that pigs do.
Right.
So, I mean, how does he, and how do you, um, I mean, is that like they want to be in mud, or like how do you satiate that desire to be, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Well, the reason that they want to be in mud is usually because it's hot,
Oh,
and also they can actually get sunburned. So they go out in the mud, they cover themselves up, and that's a natural sunscreen for them. Because otherwise, I have to put sunscreen on him when he's
oh,
outside for a long period of time, because they are really prone to sunburn and skin cancer. So you do have to be
wow.
careful with that.
So
Definitely.
that's similar to the hairless dogs. They need
Oh yeah.
sunscreen when they go outside, and they, in the cold weather, they need
Hmm.
the coats and everything like
Right.
that.
But
Um,
he's a diva. He doesn't like mud. He'll once in a while when it's really hot, he'll actually take his water bowl, flip it over, and then make a little spot for him to lay in. But he doesn't roll around and get all wet and nasty. He's too cool for that.
so where does he live normally? Because I know you had
Okay.
said, oh, in the cold weather he comes inside.
Right,
So
right.
where does he live normally?
Well, when I first got him, and for about 2 years, he lived inside the house. Then he got to a place where he just wanted to be outside. And he would get into everything and he would destroy everything, literally everything in my house. I sent you some pictures, so hopefully we can take a
Oh
look
yeah,
at those
I'm
at some
excited.
point.
I'm excited to go through the pictures and
Yeah.
put
Okay.
pictures in here so everybody can see in Hamilton.
Great.
Yeah.
So he got to a place where I was like, and then with work and everything, it's hard to let him outside if I'm working a longer hour day. So my dad helped me. I have a barn already, and my dad helped me make a little house for him. And so he has a house with a couple rooms, really, and
Wow.
a ramp. So he goes outside and goes to the bathroom, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. And he prefers it over staying in the house. Now, when it's cold, usually when it's below zero or below freezing, I'll bring him in the house and he'll figure out like, okay, I'm going to have to stay here for a few days. And he finally settles in after about 2 days, but
Are they cold weather hardy at
they
all?
are, they are. Everybody says, oh, he'll be fine. Leave him out there. He's got blankets and straw and, it's warmer inside, anyway, inside the barn. But I just like to keep him. I don't want him out there shivering because I know I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because my friend has chickens and they're outside, and she said,
Yeah.
their normal body temperature is 105. They ruffle their feathers
Right.
and they're fine outside.
Yeah.
Um,
But I do like the company too. It's nice when
oh,
he's here.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, how can you not love the
But
company of
he absolutely loves the sun. I mean, he's just like me. I could sit out there all day and he would sit next to me out in the sun all day if we could every day.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm.
So he sounds pretty clean. I mean, not a very,
He's very clean.
yeah,
Yes.
not a
And
dirtiness at all kind of thing.
no, not at all. And just like when he uses the bathroom, he'll go as far as he can go, do his business, and come back because he doesn't want to be anywhere near that. So that's the mentality. Pigs are dirty, they're smelly, they're this and that. But no, even when I take them to the vet, they'll say, "Oh, he didn't need a bath. He was clean. We just brushed him." So it's crazy.
Do they have a body odor?
Not at all. He doesn't smell.
Yeah, like you hear of you hear of a doggy odor or this or that. They don't have any body odor.
No, he has a little bit of a scent. It smells probably just from his straw, and I enjoy it, which is so weird. I'm like, it smells nice to me. And then there's some people I've seen post about their pig smelling like maple syrup, which is not a bad smell either. So
No.
I've never smelled that on him, but Now, before he was fixed, he had an odor, and that was horrendous.
Oh,
So, but
yeah.
he's fine now. Yeah, something that they put, the pheromones or whatever. And
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it was
Wow.
nasty.
So where did you get him?
Well, like I said, I always wanted a pig,
Right.
and I was married. My husband said, "No way in the world you're gonna have a pig in this house. It'll ruin the floors, this and that." So he actually passed away. It was a horrible cancer that he went through.
Oh.
And then I was staying at my parents' at the time. And I just, I still wanted a pig. Everybody who met me said, the first thing that I told them that I wanted a pig. So a friend of mine that I knew from high school came back into my life after my husband passed. And we were always friends. We would hang out. And he used to work with a lot of farms. He would sell plants to different farmers. So I said, "Hey, you're around pigs all the time. Why don't you get me a pig?" And it really was a joke, you know what I mean? But
Apparently he was treated like a joke.
right. One day he texted me, he said, "I have your pig." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." I always wanted a pig, but I didn't know anything about raising a pig. You know what I mean? So he brought me the pig, and like I said, I was staying at my parents at the time because my husband, we were over there and we were taking care of him before he passed. Right. So I had a hard time leaving there, just coming back to a empty house.
Oh, I got it.
So when he brought me that pig, my parents were out of town, and I told him, I have this pig. They said, "You got to move out. We're not living with a pig." So that was actually the best motivation for me. I moved back home, and I also had lost my job. The same week my husband passed, I lost my job.
Oh my gosh.
So in the mornings, it gave me motivation to wake up. I have to go down and feed Hamilton. So it really was a blessing in my life.
Isn't it amazing how animals just really help us heal in so many ways?
Definitely. Oh, he makes me laugh every day, and that's so important, He's just so silly.
And how old is he again?
He will be 7 in April.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds amazing.
He is.
So when he's in the house, because obviously outside he sleeps in his little, his little mansion out there. When he's in the house, where does he sleep?
He sleeps in the kitchen. And I have a rug, and then I have several blankets. They love to burrow under things. So anytime he's asleep, he's got a blanket covering his face, at least. Sometimes I go outside, I can't even find him because he's covered all in his blankets. And he loves to just tear them up. And the other day I bought a few items, and they came in these boxes with a bunch of this paper. And so I pulled out all this paper and put it in the kitchen for him, and he ripped it to shreds, put it in his bed, and he was happy. But after he left, I had to clean up all that mess.
So where did you get, because you had said that you didn't have any experience raising a pig when you got him. Where did you get most of the knowledge? Where did you learn the most about raising him properly?
Well, the most I would say through Facebook, and then joining the Facebook groups. I did buy a book.
Facebook is amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've gotten all types of advice, wanted or unwanted, through the years.
True.
It's been a great thing.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great that we have that resource. Like you said, not always, because sometimes it's unwanted, but the fact that we have all of this information at our fingertips and help at our fingertips is really amazing. So obviously, since I'm, have to ask because I'm involved with helping people have healthier pets, what does he eat? What's his diet?
He eats twice a day, and it's about half a cup of pellets. And these are corn-based pellets. And that's all he actually needs besides some vegetables. And it's amazing because he keeps his 150-pound weight with just some dry pellets, you know? Now he does do vegetables, and his favorite snack is peanuts. It's like piggy crack. That's what my friend calls it, because he'll go crazy for those peanuts. And he takes the shell. You give him the whole peanut. He takes his shell and he rolls it around his mouth and he spits out the shell and eats the peanut. It's so cool.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So one thing I kind of remember from my friend,
Mm-hmm.
the pet store owner, having this potbelly pig, is that if you feed them more, they grow more. Is that true?
Oh, definitely. And
Okay.
they will pretty much eat until they can't eat anymore. Yeah. I had a cat, and she was actually staying at my parents' at the time, and I bought 2 big 20-pound bags of cat food, and I put it in the back room.
Uh-oh.
And on the couch in the back room. I went out for a while, came back, both bags, I don't know how he did it. He was so small at the time. Both bags were on the floor, ripped open, and he had just started eating and eating and eating. Well, luckily, he went into the kitchen to drink his water, which he drank the whole bowl. And pigs are not supposed to have cat food or dog food because it has too much sodium and it's not good for their brains. But he went and he drank every bit of water in the bowl, but the door shut, so he couldn't go back out to finish the cat food because I think he would have ate both bags of cat food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me more about the sodium and not being good for the brain. That's like pretty fascinating because I know because obviously with raw feeding my dogs, I had a connection with a goat farmer that was trying to go organic, and I know from that experience that goats can really like eat themselves to death because they get all the gases and everything, and then they pass from these gases. What is sodium, or do you know what does sodium do to the brain?
Well, just that it causes swelling. They'll eat the sodium in the food. They'll go and drink water, I guess, until their brain expands, and then they die. So thank God that did not harm him.
Absolutely.
But he is pretty indestructible too. He's eating things where I said no, he's not going to make it.
Wow.
But it just goes right through him.
Holy cow. So amazing. So amazing. So where can people find Hamilton on social media to follow him?
He's on Facebook. He has his own page. He's I think it's like facebook.com/thatpighamilton. I think that's what it is. But if you look up Hamilton the pig, he's under entertainer. And right now his profile pic, he's wearing a wig and a necklace for International Women's Day.
Oh,
so I think it's Women's Month too. So yeah, so maybe I'll keep it up all month. But we're also on Instagram at Ham and Nan, HAM&NAN. So you can check us out there.
So does he have a lot of followers on Instagram?
Well, on Instagram, I'm not sure how many, but Facebook, he has over 1,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
People are loving on Hamilton.
They do. And it brightens their day. And I love seeing that. You know, they say, oh, this made my day. This made me smile. I mean, that to me is good enough, you know?
Absolutely.
all the work, you know, putting the pictures and stuff.
So if someone were to get an adult pig, you know, in a rescue, because one of my friends on your post had said that they were adopting an adult pig. What recommendations would you have for them? Like the pet Facebook groups. What Facebook groups are you involved in?
One of my favorite is I Love Pot-Bellied Pigs. And I can provide you with all that information.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All the groups that I am a part of.
That would be good.
Then just, you know, getting a place ready for the pig, making sure you have good food. Now I buy my food from Rawsomely Farm, which is a pig sanctuary up in Bucks County, and they actually have over 150 pigs there. And they,
yes, I think I've heard of them. Yes.
Okay, I buy my food from there, and then make sure you have a good vet who knows pigs. My vet is the vet for Rawsomely Farm, so he knows his pigs.
Yeah, she also has horses, so I'm assuming she's
So
got
she
a livestock kind of vet.
And then just like getting them in and out of the car, I use a ramp. I have an SUV. He climbs in the back, with a ramp. Otherwise, once he hit 80 pounds, I couldn't pick him up anymore.
Yeah. So how difficult? Because you had said, you can't teach an old pig, Is that really true? I mean, or like with this rescue that my friend is having?
Right. I don't think so. I think anything is possible with food. Like I said, they're so motivated by food, it's not funny. I mean, I think he would sit in the yard all day if I said, hold on, I'm bringing you food. He would probably just wait all day and sit there. So, yeah.
Yeah. What an amazing pet.
He is. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Pigs are great.
Yeah, really. Oh, just so amazing. So again, it's Hamilton the Pig on Facebook and Ham and Nan on Instagram.
Yes.
So, and if you have any questions or concerns about a pig or your own pig or whatever, be sure to reach out to Nancy on Hamilton the Pig, because I'm sure you man that quite readily and can answer any questions.
Definitely.
So again, thank you for being here. I just was so excited to talk to you and learn all about this. And I so appreciate our mutual friend for connecting us, because it's been fun having you as a Facebook friend. And now look where it led to this nice little, how cool.
It's great.
So thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was, very much so. And thank you again, everybody, for being here. Again, you've watched an episode of Rawsomely Healthy Pets TV, and my name is Sarah Garthley, helping you be a holistic warrior for your dog or cat. And who knows, maybe even I'll be, exploring other pets in the future. Who knows? So, and remember, be fierce about the food you feed. Bye, everyone.